January was a weird month for everybody, but Virgo definitely takes the cake for the weirdest monthly transits. With both the ruler of your sign Mercury and Venus being retrograde for most of the month in your 5th house of joy, entertainment and children, you might have felt guilty for having fun while the world seemed to be crashing down around you. Conversely, it could be that the ways you pursued excitement also got you in some trouble somehow. The good, but bittersweet, news is that February is the month of purging these strange events and kicking them off into the past. This, of course, means there's some work we have to do, but with Jupiter transiting through your 7th house, your intimate relationships are likely a good source of either help or distraction from these less fortunate events. We start the month with one of the culprits of last month's drama, Mercury stationing direct in that same 5T house. This puts an end to his retrograde cycle as he joins Venus on moving forward. This transit happens on the 3rd, and it's quite an important time as stations mean a planet is getting hyped up to do its job. And, Virgo as a Mercury-ruled sign, is very acquainted with Mercury's aptitude with strategizing and problem-solving. This transit can also be quite crucial for those of you who have children and have had some issues with their education in the past month. The retrograde might have represented some problems at school, but now that he's moving forward again, so will your child's ability to stay focused. If this doesn't apply to you, the transit could quickly be pointing to youthful people in your life. On the same day, the Sun and Saturn will also conjoin in your 6th house of health and labor. Virgos born at night can be somewhat challenging, with Saturn being your most challenging planet and the 6th house being relatively inactive. It would be wise to pay a visit to the doctor if you fit the criteria, especially if you've had either eye or ankle problems in the past. Given that the Sun and Saturn also both represent father figures, this could represent issues related to your father, so give them a nudge to go get a checkup just to stay on the safe side. Conversely, this transit might be significantly modified if you were born during the day, as Saturn is much more gentle for diurnal Virgos. In this case, the labor symbolism of the 6th house might be more relevant to you. This could manifest diligence to pursue your goals, and if you are a boss of some sort, it could represent pleasant relations with your subordinates. If you are an employee yourself, this could also point to a possible gratification. Further down the month on the 15th, we get back to the themes of the 5th house with Venus and Mars conjoining there. These two planets will continue to dance going on off conjunction throughout the rest of the month until they reach Pluto and form a triple conjunction. This transit is somewhat unstable since Venus and Mars, the goddess of love and the god of war, stand for the quite contrasting subject matter. Since the 5th house deals with sex and pleasure, themes that are related to both planets, it may be wise to be a little careful with who you decide to become intimate with. Especially as these two approach Pluto at the end of the month, since he's a planet linked to the idea of power struggles. If you were born in the morning, you should pay extra attention to this transit. The day after Venus and Mars first conjoin, we have the full moon of the month happening in your 12th house. This is the place that deals with isolation and mental health. Considering the other transits of the month, this lunation could point to a need to be alone. Especially with so much action happening in the 5th house of joy, if you pushed yourself a bit too far in the fun department, the lunation could trigger some fatigue, especially if you're 23, 35, 47 or 59. This is by no means a bad omen, but if you feel like you need to rest and stay in the background for a little while, which is a relatively common Virgoan cycle, don't be afraid to shut people off for a second. This lunation screams me time. With Mercury coming into the spotlight again through a square with Uranus, the month comes to a close. This happens between your 6th and 9th house. This could play off the themes of hard work mentioned earlier tied to the 6th house, though with Uranus in the 9th, this hard work will likely be channeled towards learning or even. There's a good chance the full moon blues motivate you to go on an unexpected solo adventure, as Uranus is notorious for giving us crazy ideas that seem to come out of nowhere. Whichever way this transit manifests into your life, it will be exciting, though not in a frivolous way. The main goal of this journey will be learning the more profound things about life. Don't hold yourself back. Traveling. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumb up if you liked the video. Subscribe our YouTube channel not to miss the next video horoscope. Visit our website GoToHoroscope.com where you can find actual horoscope for today. Download our apps from Google Play and App Store to have your daily horoscope always on hand.